What are the secret documents kept in the Vatican Library? Why are they considered secret in the first place? And what exactly do they contain? Do they really have a time machine? And are they also keeping the most dangerous books of magic in the world? First, let me tell you about the Vatican. The Vatican is the smallest country in the world in terms of both area and population. Its total area is only 44 hectares. And as of 2005, its population was around 500 people, mostly guards who protect the Pope, clergymen, and workers in the state. So the number is extremely small. Literally, it's a country within another country, right in the heart of Rome, the capital of Italy. Even though it's in a very safe place, the Vatican has always cared a lot about secrecy. That's why they built walls around it, to make it even more fortified. And although the Vatican is tiny, this place is one of the most controversial and mysterious spots in the world. That's mainly because of its library and underground vault. To understand the story better, we need to go back in time to when Pope Nicholas V decided to establish the famous Vatican Library. This library became known as one of the largest and most important libraries in the world, especially because of the manuscripts and ancient books it contains. At first, it started with only 160 volumes. But over time, the collection grew to more than 2 million books and about 75,000 manuscripts along with maps, dictionaries, journals, and even ancient coins. But here's the catch. The whole library wasn't open to just anyone. Not every scholar or researcher could access it. There was a special secret section known as the Secret Archives. Access there was strictly forbidden. This began when Pope Paul V suddenly collected around 3,000 documents from the main library and moved them into this archive, claiming that they were very important and related to the old popes and needed protection. Over time, the mystery surrounding this archive grew massively. It became nearly impossible to reach. There was even a saying that to get into the Vatican secret archives, you'd need a saint from heaven as your mediator. Some of the very few people who managed to gain access admitted that the process was extremely complicated. You had to be a world-renowned scholar just to be considered. Even then, after approval, there were countless restrictions. Your permit had to be renewed every 6 months. You couldn't bring your phone inside, you weren't allowed to randomly browse books, and you could only request up to 3 specific items. You couldn't swap them. And you had limited time to use them. And of course, there are places within the archives that absolutely no one has ever been allowed to enter. This extreme secrecy sparked endless questions. Why all these precautions? What is it that they're hiding? Why can't ordinary researchers enter? What don't they want humanity to see? From here, countless theories and stories began to emerge. One of the most famous claims is about a so-called time machine stored in the Vatican. But this isn't like the time machines you see in movies. Instead, this device known as the Chronovisor was said to display past events on a small screen, similar to a computer monitor. According to writer Francois Brune, the machine was created by a priest named Pellegrino Ernetti, along with a scientist. Using special materials and antenna-like sensors that could supposedly capture light and sound waves from past events, they claim to have witnessed many historical moments with it. The story goes that this invention was made under direct orders from the Pope. But once they confirmed it worked, Pope allegedly ordered the device to be destroyed, fearing it would cause disasters if it ever fell into the wrong hands. Officially, it was dismantled, but many believe it still exists, hidden in the Vatican vaults. Another major controversy involves Pope Pius XII, who was accused of staying silent during Hitler's Holocaust. Critics even called him Hitler's Pope. Supporters of the Vatican, however, argued that he was secretly working behind the scenes to help the Jews. For decades, the Vatican refused to release the official documents from his papacy, calling them too secret and too dangerous. It was until 2019 that Pope Francis announced these documents would finally be made public in 2020 to show that Pius XII had actually tried to stop the Holocaust. Then, there's the speculation that the Vatican has evidence of extraterrestrial life. Some rumors suggest they may even be hiding alien corpses or proof of contact. This theory is fueled by the Vatican's own astronomers. Father Gabriel Funes, head of the Vatican Observatory, once told the Daily Mail that it's very likely aliens exist. Others, like astronomer Brother Guy Consolmagno, have said believing in aliens does not contradict faith, and that if they exist, they're also our brothers. Such statements only increase suspicion that the Vatican knows more than it admits. Of course, there are the infamous books of magic. People believe the Vatican holds original copies of the most dangerous occult texts in the world. For example, the Necronomicon books so dangerous that translations were destroyed by governments, leaving only one original copy, supposedly locked away in the Vatican. Then there's the Book of Soiga, known as the Killer Book, because every historical figure who owned it allegedly died mysteriously. Even the famous mathematician and advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, John Dee, tried to summon spirits to understand it, but failed. The Vatican is also said to keep the mysterious Voynich manuscript, written in an unknown language believed by some to be the language of jinn. Many claim that staring at its pages too long causes nightmares. Another legendary text supposedly hidden there is about the Philosopher's Stone, the mythical substance that could turn base metals into gold and create the elixir of life. On top of all this, there are also politically explosive letters, like one from Mary, Queen of Scots, asking the Pope to save her from execution, or from King Henry VIII, requesting an annulment from Catherine of Aragon so he could marry Anne Boleyn. When the Pope refused, Henry broke with Rome, sparking bloodshed and the creation of the Church of England. These letters are believed to still rest in the Vatican's vaults. So, that's the mystery. The Vatican Library and its secret archives remain one of the most enigmatic places on Earth. Do they really keep a time machine, alien evidence, and forbidden books of magic? Or is it all just legend? Tell me what you think. If you know other secrets I didn't mention, share them with us.